Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am out on the deck squinting. Sorry, it's really bright and allergy season is upon us, so my eyes are a little more sensitive to light. But anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day. It's Tuesday. I am getting ready to finish up the last couple of things and then I need to head off to work, and I'm going to walk today. But I wanted to show you something. We had a nice productive weekend, just as some encouragement. Reminder for myself and for you guys too that, you know, I had several spring projects that I have to do every year, and I always put them off because they're kind of big and they overwhelm me and they seem hard. So I really just kept trying to remind myself this week that just starting on it, just doing a little bit of something, you know, would get me closer and don't get so overwhelmed thinking about the whole big project. So you can probably hear the running water background. So one of our spring projects is we have a small pond kind of on the front side of our house, and it has some koi fish in it and a little waterfall, and every spring I have to clean out all the gunk and the leaves and clean the filter, get the UV filter set up, all that. And I usually wait too long, and then all of the decorative plants around it have grown up and it's hard to get in there and hard to do it. But this weekend I think it was Friday, said, well, I'll just take a few of the leaves out. I'll just get my skimmer and take a few of the leaves out. Well, that led to doing the whole thing. So let me take you on a little trip here and we will take a look. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen and I'm just going to take you out. So this is the door we're going out in the side of the kitchen. It's usually kind of behind you guys when I'm filming in the kitchen, sitting at the island. But when we come out, you can see we have our beautiful backyard here. Lots to keep up with, but that's okay. It's always pretty, especially this time of year when everything turns green. And of course the pool is not open, so it's not so pretty, but on the side of the house we have this deck. We have a hot tub that's right there, and based on what the previous owners have told us, we think this deck was installed about 20 years ago. My husband restained it when we first moved in, I think. Well, actually I was pregnant, so it was about 5 years ago, and he since has replaced some of these boards, but it's on the list this year. We need to restain the whole deck again, so that'll be coming. But this was part of the problem, is this door fell apart this weekend. So my husband took it down yesterday evening, put it in my car, and my dad's going to meet me tonight to get the lumber and supplies we need, and he's going to rebuild it for us. So yay, go Dad. I love having a handy dad. All right, so going through, this is the project. This is what I worked on. Oh, here I am. Hi. So right as you go through this doorway is our little koi pond. So I think right now we have 2 koi fish in there, and what I had to do was, this is a fake rock that sits on top of the whole filter system, but I had to take the filter apart and clean it, and there's a UV light filter system that gets installed. So I had to install that. You take that in the winter. Of course, clean lots of leaves out of the water, and if I was a better pond keeper, I would cover the pond in the fall when the leaves start falling. I've done it once, but haven't done it since. So anyway, it's looking better. It's getting cleaned up. I pulled a lot of the dead stuff out here. I need to get some mulch still in there, but yeah, it's just nice to have it all kind of cleaned up. Basically, I just love the sound of having that waterfall there, because you can sit right there on our front porch and listen to the water, and if the wind's blowing, then the wind chime will go. So that was my project over the weekend that started as one little step and led to doing the whole thing and getting it up and running, which is great. All right, now let's go into the kitchen and we'll see what I've been decluttering. Okay, now we are in the kitchen, so let's take a look at what I was able to declutter this past week. For me, it was Zone 1, first week of April, so I worked on decluttering some of my Zone 1 areas, which includes the entryway, the formal front entryway of our home, our dining room, and the front sitting room, again, the more formal areas. And in our entryway, I usually keep some of the local, you know, flyers from restaurants and menus and things like that, just in case people who are stopping by want to know, or if we have visitors that want to know. So I went through that and was able to just declutter this nice little stack of just old information and old menus. So I'm going to actually just drop that right there in the recycling. So that's done. Then Also, this is actually a zone 2 thing in the kitchen, but see these sad little oranges? I buy fruit and it sits out and no one eats it. So I'm going to try to salvage these by the outsides are getting really hard. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually slice them up and throw them in the oven at a low heat to dehydrate them. If that is successful, then I will just store those in a Ziploc down with our Christmas items and maybe use those for some Christmas decor this fall, or this winter for Christmas, obviously. But so that I'm, taking care of. If that doesn't work and it doesn't turn out right, or they're too far gone to even try dehydrating them, then they'll just go in the compost, which is sad, but I don't know. At our house, it seems like unless I cut the fruit up and present it on a plate, people don't eat it. So, and I'm just as bad at it as myself. I'm part of the problem. I do the same thing. I walk by it, I never eat it. So, okay, then I was in the pantry and realized I have quite a few egg cartons to give to my local egg chicken farmer. So I'm gonna stop by and see her today. She actually works at the little library in town, so I love it. I go to the library and bring her these and she gives me eggs, so it works out. So those will be going, and then I guess I'll leave my stack here so you can just see how much I've been decluttering. So my sad oranges, my egg cartons. Also, we had gotten this movie Wall-E from the library, so that needs to go back. When I'm going to the library, I'll take that back as well. And it was so fun to watch that. My husband and I both remembered really liking it when it came out years ago. And our daughter is almost 5, and for whatever reason it sort of came up and she wanted to watch it, so I got it from the library and we all loved it. It was really funny because I had to explain a lot of it to her, through most of the movie, but then by the end she was just sort of caught up in the characters and what was happening. But trying to explain that movie to someone who doesn't really have that concept yet of like technology and what the message of the movie is about was really challenging. But I think I did it. At least she kind of got the idea. So, and then she is a very nurturing creature, my daughter, and she just loves baby dolls, loves, changing their diapers and feeding them and putting them to sleep. That's her main thing she will play. If there's a choice of toys to do, she'll pick the baby doll. So lately she's discovered that I have a box in the basement of some of her infant and newborn clothing and just stuff. I think I was keeping it in case someone needed it, myself or someone else. Well, that time is behind us, so I probably need to go through and find someone who's expecting to give it to, but in the meantime, she just thinks it's the best thing in the world that we can shop the newborn store. So we go down there and she'll pick out, a onesie and a burp cloth and a rattle, and she just is in hog heaven because she got that for her baby. So we were down there and I realized in that little box I had 3 books about, infant and newborn care. So this Joe Frost Confident Baby Care, and I actually really liked that. I recommend that one for sure. 12 Hours of Sleep by 12 Weeks Old. We tried it. I really did try. Someone had recommended it to us. I am just a softie and I couldn't do it. And I think like the first step is you're supposed to extend their feedings from 2 hours to 3 hours apart or something like that. Well, for the longest time, my daughter was eating every 45 minutes, every hour. So I remember, I was exhausted, overwhelmed, and I thought, we'll never get there. Like, it was just even too hard to think that we could get to a 2-hour window from feeding to feeding or feeding to nap or whatever. So that one didn't work for us, but oh well. So maybe someone else will find success with it. And then I also had the classic What to Expect the First Year. I think I referenced it a little bit, but I'm sure if you're a parent, you can, hear where I'm coming from when I say I was just trying to survive. And I remember looking things up and thinking, well, okay, but she still is doing whatever she's doing and it's not helping. So anyway, I'm passing those on. If no one wants them, actually, I'm going to put them out at the clothes swap party, just in case someone says, oh, my sister, my cousin, my friend at church, my friend at work, or whatever is expecting, maybe they'll go that way. And if I hear of that person, then I'll say, do they want more things? Because I have more boxes. So I also found these, and any of you mothers out there may know what these are. So these were really nice organic cotton nursing pads. I don't need those anymore. They're going away as well. Oh, and I forgot to bring it up, but I found it was like a sample bag of the breast milk storage bags. So it hasn't been opened yet, and I'm sure eventually they expire, but I thought, well, I better put all that out with this too. And again, maybe someone can use it. I did find one book, and it was the La Leche League. Can't remember the name of it. It's like their official book on breastfeeding as a mother, and that came from a really close friend who's passed away, and she had written a really sweet note in it. So I'm keeping that. Obviously it's sentimental, but I don't need it, but I just saw that note and thought, nope, I can't get rid of it. So keeping that, and yeah, that's what I was able to declutter this week. I feel like it's been a pretty good week as far as my decluttering challenge has gone. So this was week 7 of the 40-day declutter challenge. So we have one more week to go, and that means Easter is right around the corner. So I'm going to try and do some decluttering in the kitchen since we're in zone 2 now for this week, and I will keep you posted on how that goes next week. Also, I know my videos have been sort of spread out and sporadic in posting, but the little part-time job that I picked up it's with a woman who's doing tax preparation. So it's getting busier and busier, and I'm having to work a little bit more each week, which is great. I mean, that's fine. That's not a problem, but it has affected my ability to be able to film, because it's really hard for me to sit down and think clearly and film clearly when my daughter's home, or my husband and my daughter, like, we're all home. It's just, I can't do it. So anyway, after April 15th, then I expect my schedule will slow down just a little bit, and I'll have a few more hours each week at home alone that I can do some filming for you and work on some of my projects. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging in there while these videos have sort of been popping up, sort of on a schedule, sort of not on a schedule, but I'm doing the best I can. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I hope you've had some success in your decluttering this week and are enjoying some good spring weather, and hopefully allergies are not in the picture for you. They have been a lifelong thing for me, especially the tree pollen in the spring is the worst, but I'm hoping with my somewhat healthier eating right now, I'm still trying to limit sugar. That definitely makes my allergies worse, I've noticed, when I have a lot of sugar. So I'm trying to cut that back and just, you know, maybe a little bit on the weekends, but not have any during the week. So that is coming. And anyway, look for a new video soon, and thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button down below, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.